Hold on to your hats, Toronto fans. A potential deal is heating up that could reshape our roster just in time for the stretch run. We're talking about a player who could slide right into our bottom six and make an immediate impact. What does this mean for our quest for the Stanley Cup? You won't want to miss this breaking news that could define our season. As we approach the NHL trade deadline, the pressure is palpable for the Toronto Maple Leafs. With only 2 days left, the urgency to find that elusive depth scoring is greater than ever. The numbers don't lie. Our bottom six has been struggling, and it's evident that we need reinforcements if we want to make a serious run this season. Max Domi has only 4 goals, and the collective output from our bottom six is a staggering 36 goals compared to the 140 from our top six. That disparity is concerning, especially as we look to the playoffs. So, who should the Leafs target? I've done some digging, and I believe there are 3 intriguing options out there that could provide the scoring depth we desperately need. First up is Luke Kunin from the San Jose Sharks. This guy could be a steal. He's a right-shot center who can step right in and play in our third line. While he's not lighting the lamp like some of the bigger names, he's got the potential to contribute more than he has this season. With 11 goals already, he's shown he can score, and his physical play could add a new dimension to our lineup. Plus, he can kill penalties, a skill that's invaluable. If GM Brad Treliving can get creative, maybe we could snag Kunin and a player like Mario Ferraro in a 2-for-1 deal. That would be a major win for us. Next, let's talk about Ryan Donato from the Chicago Blackhawks. This guy has been on fire, scoring 22 goals this season. He could be just what we need to bolster our scoring depth and address our center issues. Given the Blackhawks' struggles, I don't expect the asking price to be too steep. If Treliving could swing a deal for him, it would be a huge boost. Imagine adding a player who's not just scoring at a high clip, but is also capable of hitting the 30-goal mark if he finds his rhythm with our lineup. Plus, he has the same goal count as Austin Matthews this season. That's the kind of scoring threat we need in our bottom six. Lastly, we can't overlook Scott Lawton from the Philadelphia Flyers. He's a player that's been rumored to be on the Leafs' radar for years. This season, he's scored 11 goals, which is a bit of a drop for him. But he's previously been in the 18-19 goal range. A change of scenery could reignite his scoring touch. He's a local kid who would bring that Toronto grit and determination to the team. However, the Flyers are asking for a first-round pick, and that's a hefty price. Treliving will have to weigh whether Lawton's potential contribution is worth the sacrifice of a top asset like a first-rounder or one of our promising prospects. There are also big names like Brock Nelson, Kyle Palmieri, and Alex Tuch that could be on the Leafs' radar. If we could land one of these players, it would allow us to better distribute scoring throughout the lineup, which is crucial as we head into the stretch run of the season. Now, with the deadline just around the corner, I can't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety. We are at a pivotal moment as a franchise. Do I believe this is the right path? Honestly, I'm torn. While I want to see us make a bold move to strengthen our lineup, I also worry about the future implications of trading away key assets. These decisions can shape the trajectory of our team for years to come. And you? What do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Are you excited about the possible trades? Do you think Treliving will make a splash, or will he play it safe? Join the debate in the comments, and let's discuss what you expect from the Maple Leafs before the deadline. As we dive into the latest trade deadline speculation surrounding the Toronto Maple Leafs, the name Jake McCabe continues to resonate deeply within the fan base. McCabe's physical presence and elite defensive capabilities have not only solidified his role, but have also shaped the identity of this team. Signing a 5-year extension worth $4.51 million in October, he truly embodies what this franchise aspires to be. The Leafs acquired him at the 2023 trade deadline, with the Chicago Blackhawks retaining $2 million of his salary, allowing Toronto to bolster their blue line without breaking the bank. This was a brilliant move, especially given the challenges of the salary cap. Now, with the 2025 trade deadline approaching, the question arises, can the Leafs replicate this success? Who on the market fits the McCabe mold? Let's break down some intriguing candidates that could enhance our roster. First up is Rasmus Ristolainen from the Philadelphia Flyers. At 30 years old and carrying a hefty $5.1 million salary through the 2026-27 season, Ristolainen is a polarizing figure. He's a strong skater with an imposing frame, exactly the type of player that Leafs GM Brad Treliving might be looking to add. Despite some defensive lapses, there's a silver lining. Ristolainen has shown flashes of his potential and could provide secondary offense. With 4 goals and 19 points in 58 games, he's been more productive than many give him credit for. However, the challenge lies in managing his salary. The Leafs would need the Flyers to retain 50% of his contract and likely have to part with a roster player and a second-round pick to make this work. Do I think Ristolainen could add value? Honestly, I'm torn. While he has potential, the risk of his defensive inconsistencies is something I can't ignore. Next, let's consider Brandon Carlo of the Boston Bruins. With an annual cap hit of $4.1 million through the 2026-27 season, Carlo could be the more reliable option. He's spent his entire career in Boston and knows the Atlantic Division well. He would fit seamlessly as a potential number 4 defenseman for the Leafs. Although Carlo has recorded only 1 goal and 9 points in 61 games, his overall impact could be understated. The Bruins have struggled to control expected goals when he's on the ice, which raises a red flag. And let's be real, negotiating with a divisional rival like the Bruins, that's a tall order. Would they be willing to retain salary for a competitor? I doubt it, but if they did, it could be a game changer for us. Then we have Bowen Byram, a 23-year-old talent who has already hoisted the Stanley Cup. Byram is an exceptional puck-moving defenseman showing significant offensive prowess, with 7 goals and 29 points in 59 games this season. The catch here is that he's set to become a restricted free agent at the end of the season, so if the Leafs were to acquire him, they'd need to ensure a long-term deal is in place. Adding Byram would represent a substantial investment in a player under 25, which is vital for a team looking to contend. Buffalo is likely to want a first-round pick and additional assets, but you know what? If Byram's available, the Leafs should absolutely consider it. This could be a franchise-altering move. Lastly, let's talk about Matt Grzelcyk, another known quantity. He's a solid defenseman who can log significant minutes and has a wealth of experience in the Atlantic Division. As a pending, unrestricted, free agent, acquiring him might just be a rental, unless the Leafs can negotiate a deal afterward. Grzelcyk has the potential to contribute positively and would be attracted by the opportunity to compete for a Stanley Cup again. He's been a part of a winning culture in Boston, and that experience can be invaluable. Could this be a smart, short-term move? Absolutely. But we have to think about the long-term implications too. As we look ahead, every one of these potential trades carries with it a unique set of risks and rewards. Each player could fill a need on our roster, but will they truly elevate the team when it matters most? It's a critical juncture for the Leafs, and as fans, we're all feeling the weight of these decisions. So I want to hear from you. Do you think these moves are the right path forward? Are you leaning towards one player over another? And you? What do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on all things Toronto Maple Leafs. And remember to activate that notification bell to get all the latest updates. We're on this journey together, and every opinion counts as we chase that elusive Stanley Cup.